Hey Brady, how's it going? Thanks for doing this. Hitting's been one of the key issues these past 6 weeks and early throughout the season. Is there one thing, one part of hitting that you guys have worked on this week to try to get that solved?
Yeah, we took some live at bats on our better arms, and we've just practiced situational hitting and being aggressive and really taking those team at bats. And I think we've really progressed in the short amount of time we had to prepare. And I'm really excited for the next game.
Con?
Brady Abbott's obviously got some pretty eye-popping numbers there, all ACC guy. What have you seen from him in the film study you've been able to do, and how have you kind of mirrored that, whether that's facing the live lefties or going up against Skylar Meade throwing BP?
Yep, we've done both of those things, and he's a great pitcher, and his stats prove it. And he can locate and throw to both sides of the plate, up and down, good off-speed stuff, and pretty good velo. So we've been kind of mimicking that with Coach Meade throwing to us, kind of sitting on that fastball high and stuff like that, as well as facing live hitters, or left-handed pitchers, I meant. So yeah, we've been studying and preparing pretty well.
How do you balance that? Obviously, a fastball high can be a really good pitch to swing on, but if it's got the good spin, obviously it can elevate out of the zone. How do you approach that mentally when you're in the box?
I guess just setting your scopes at the highest point that you kind of want to swing at, and if it looks anything over that, kind of let it go. And depending on how the umpire's calls are going, if he's calling that high strike or if he's not, that's going to play a huge factor too. But kind of just sitting on a specific spot with that fastball, and if it's below it, swing, and if it's not, don't.
Joe?
Brady, it's probably no secret you come to Carolina to play in these type of games. You've waited your whole career to have this type of moment. What does it mean to you to be 24 hours away from stepping onto Founders Park Field and playing in the postseason at home?
It's so exciting, and we're so blessed to be able to host and having all our fans out there. Hopefully it's packed and they're really loud, and we can really get that home field advantage. And you're right, this is something I've looked forward to for so long, growing up watching these regional games, Omaha, Super Regional, stuff like that. So words can't really describe it, and I know we're all ready down there to go start playing.
Con?
Brady, I think if my memory serves, you were Coach Kingston's first commitment to South Carolina when he took the job. What's that relationship been like the last 3 years, and just how do you feel like you've developed, and how much fun has this year been for you playing and finally getting a chance to host?
Yeah, I always knew we were a great fit, kinda. He had me sold the day I committed there at South Florida, and that was pretty early on. That was about around freshman, sophomore year of high school. So I always knew he was the guy. His track record shows it. The players who've played for him have told me, and I was ready to go the first meeting we had. And just coming in here and being able to play for him, like how ready I thought I was coming out of high school, just being that kind of naive high school player. It's not even close to the player I've become now. I feel I've gotten better every year, not just mechanically or like mostly mentally and stuff like that. And all the coaches have helped with that, and many players. So I feel like it's a night and day kind of how I've progressed here.
And you said that after your freshman year or during your freshman year, he gave you some pretty tough love. Can you share some of the details from that, and how do you feel like that's kind of helped you last year and then obviously this year?
Yeah, and I told him the first day, he gave me a little words of motivation out there, and I told him, good, keep it coming. I'm thick-skinned. That shows he cares. If you're doing something wrong and the coach doesn't say anything, kind of shows that maybe not the biggest priority. So, and I make sure to tell all the freshmen that and all that kind of stuff. Coach Kingston loves you, but he wants you to be better, and that's kind of how I took it. So, just yeah. Looking back, it was tough, but that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted going, and it really helped going forward.
Joe?
Brady, you mentioned the mental component and how you've improved over the years here in Carolina. And I know you guys have played in big games and pressure-filled games, but postseason pressure, I have to imagine, is a little bit different than regular season pressure. How do you embrace those stakes to be at your best on the field for this weekend?
Yeah, and I have a nice little saying to myself. It's good to be nervous. Everyone's going to be nervous. You're not going to be nervous really ever. Even opening day here, it was my third time doing it. I was still kind of shaking in the box just of excitement, but it's not, you don't want to let that nervousness or like butterflies or anything like that overcome you, you want to use it to your abilities to perform the best you can be. Because we're going to have adrenaline running, and we're going to be taking some pretty quick swings, maybe a little quicker than we've had in the regular season. But just use it to our advantage, really, and feed off of it.
Brady is the leadoff guy, the guy that's at the top of the order. How much pressure do you put on yourself to really make this offense go? Because it seems like when you're clicking, the offense kind of follows behind it.
I don't really look at it as pressure because I know if I don't get on, my guys always have my back. I tell Eister if I happen to strike out or something like that or get out, I know in the back of my mind, I mean, 1 through 9, our lineup's very, very dangerous. And I don't think we've really clicked all at the same time. Maybe besides the Kentucky series, we got a little sneak peek of it, but I really hope we can all get together and just feed off each other. And I try to start the momentum. So I know if I try to do that, they'll feed off of it behind me because they'll be thinking if Brady Allen can get a hit, I can get a hit too. So.
Right. How much fun have you had this year? Obviously, with the scythe and the vocabulary words and the stealing and all that stuff. How much fun has this year been? Does that kind of keep you guys? Number one, is the scythe going to be in the dugout this week? And number two, how much does that keep you guys loose and maybe not as uptight as you can get during a baseball game?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the dugout. It's sharp engine ready for battle. Hopefully, it's going to be a graveyard out there today or the next couple of days. But with all the work it's going to be doing. But yeah, it just keeps us loose, really. It's no one wants to be tight and kind of like back to the nerves we were talking about, just being tight and like not having fun and stuff like that. So we really feed off that. And it's really cool hitting a home run and getting to carry that thing in or doing our double celebration or something like that. So that's kind of a little bit extra motivation.
Do you have a number on the souls stolen this year, or does that come after the season?
I think we have a total number. It's I think it's up around the 2000s of off and on the field. It's been doing a little work down this downtime we've had, but upper 2000s, and then on the field only, it's been close to around 100, a little over 100.
Any more questions for Brady? All right. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.